new president for Catalonia is showing the cracks among pro-independence parties. Hello, and welcome to Catalan News. Parliament Speaker Roger Torrent opened a new round of talks today to choose a candidate for Catalan president. He faced an uneasy dilemma, whether or not to accept the candidacy of Jordi Sànchez. Imprisoned in Madrid, it is less than clear whether Sànchez would be able to effectively assume his post. Moreover, far-left CUP told other pro-independence parties that they would not vote for Sànchez. They could still elect someone else, but agreeing on a name might not be easy. On this show, you'll also see how Barcelona took down the statue of a slave trader, and we'll even interview one of the people behind the campaign that made this possible. And stay with us, because we'll bring you the latest on culture, economy, and one of Catalonia's most typical dances, the Sardana. Let's begin. It's been 2.5 months since pro-independence parties held on to a parliamentary majority in Catalonia, and this despite running in an election with their most prominent leaders either in jail or seeking refuge from Spanish justice abroad. Last week, Carles Puigdemont abandoned his bid to reclaim the presidency in order to facilitate the forming of a new government. Yet it's not clear whether this will happen anytime soon.
It is the second time that Parliament Speaker Roger Torrent has begun a round of talks with party leaders in Catalonia to choose a candidate for president. The first time round, the pro-independence parties agreed to vote in Carles Puigdemont, the president deposed by the Spanish government who is currently in Brussels. But the Spanish courts will not allow his election at a distance. Puigdemont's party, Junts per Catalunya, wanted to go ahead regardless. So did the far-left CUP. But Torrent preferred to avoid a clash with the Spanish judiciary and postpone the debate. His party, Esquerra Republicana, backed his decision. The priority, they said, was effectively securing control of the Catalan government. Puigdemont eventually stepped aside in order to make that possible, but as of today, it's not clear whether the pro-independence parties are any closer to forming a new government. Puigdemont suggested a successor, Jordi Sànchez, an activist and is number 2 in the party. But the election of Sànchez is also challenging. He's been in prison since mid-October. Again, it will be up to the Spanish courts to decide whether to allow his election or not. On Saturday, CUP decided not to vote for Sànchez, leaving the other pro-independence parties in shock. The far-left party accused them of not defending the Declaration of Independence made in October. Another sign of the cracks among the pro-independence parties was an article by an Esquerra MP in the Spanish Congress, Joan Tardà. He opened the door to reaching agreements with other left-wing parties, even those not supporting independence. Tardà referred to Catalunya en Comú and the Socialists, and considering that the latter backed the Spanish government measures to crack down on the independence bid, Esquerra's allies did not welcome the proposal.
It's been an intense day for the Parliament Speaker. Throughout the day, he talked to all party leaders, and here are some of the things they had to say.
Per comunicar-li al president Torrent que tenim un preacord amb Junts per Catalunya, que en base a aquest preacord amb Junts per Catalunya nosaltres donarem suport al candidat que proposarà Junts per Catalunya, que és el Jordi Sànchez.
Nosaltres ens abstindrem a qualsevol candidat o candidata si no arribem a la investidura previ a un pacte polític republicà.
Crec que és una contradicció evident. Els aliats principals en aquests moments d'Esquerra Republicana per conformar el govern de la Generalitat de Catalunya és Junts per Catalunya, que en l'article de Joan Tardà no sembla que sigui la gran opció d'estratègia d'aliances de futur.
Aquesta legislatura es planteja amb una disjuntiva. O s'aposta per la República de Brussel·les o per la realitat de Catalunya.
I demanem que no accepti el que es presenti, com els deia, ni una candidatura del senyor Sànchez, ni una candidatura que tingui hipoteques pendents amb la justícia per delictes greus.
Tabàrnia, a region encompassing the areas of Barcelona and Tarragona. Does this name ring a bell? If it doesn't, it's normal. You can't find it on a map because it doesn't exist. It started as a joke, a parody of the Catalan independence movement, but has recently gained popularity. Yet the leader of the main unionist party in Catalonia has made it clear that her party does not support the movement.
What was born as a parody of the Catalan independence movement brought together just over 10,000 people in the centre of Barcelona this weekend. They took to the streets under the motto, "The joke is over," referring to the independence movement. During the rally, they chanted slogans calling for Catalonia to remain in Spain and demanding the imprisonment of Carles Puigdemont, the deposed Catalan leader. In their words, the Tabàrnia movement wants to prove the absurdity of the independence movement.
que podem ser nosaltres el mirall del que són els independentistes, però sempre des de la responsabilitat, i quan uns es veu en aquest mirall, mirar el seu absurd dels seus arguments.
It started as a mockery on social media after the December 21st election. Tabania represents a fictional region encompassing the Barcelona and Tarragona areas, where the unionist Ciutadans was the most voted party. It gained prominence when unionist politicians talked about it and when a Catalan playwright appointed himself as president in exile, parodying Carles Puigdemont, who is currently in Belgium. Leading political representatives did not join the protest. One of the attendees was the leader of the right-wing party Vox, which is involved in the judicial proceedings against pro-independence Catalan leaders.
Que dejen de engañarnos y dejen de robarnos quienes han convertido la división y el enfrentamiento de los españoles en un delito y además en un negocio.
The self-appointed president of Tabania had called on people to join the march through a video. He claimed that the moment has come for Tabania, urging his followers to dismantle the lies of independence leaders. The rally started at the Rafael Casanova monument. Tabania supporters described the head councillor of Barcelona when the city fell to the troops of the Spanish king Philip V as a Spanish patriot. They marched until reaching the Catalan government headquarters, where they played Spain's national anthem.
Historical memory, facing up to the injustices of the past, is an important issue in Catalonia. Usually this term refers to reckoning with the horrors of the Spanish Civil War. But this week, these two words also included something more: the slave trade. On Sunday, the Barcelona City Council removed the statue of Antonio Lopez, a Spanish marquis and businessman who died in Barcelona. Lopez also earned much of his fortune through the slave trade in Cuba. The memorial in the city center was taken down in a festive atmosphere with fireworks and performers. This has been backed by many social movements throughout the years, including the cooperative media platform Metromuster. The war, however, is not won yet, as efforts to change a square named after Lopez are still ongoing. We have with us today Xavi Artigas, filmmaker and co-founder of Metromuster, to speak about the campaign and their future objectives. Hi Xavi, thanks for being with us.
Hi.
So tell me a little bit why you launched this campaign to take down the statue of Antonio Lopez.
Well, Antonio Lopez was a member of the Catalan bourgeoisie from the late 19th century who made many things for Barcelona and for Catalonia. He made banks, he sponsored a lot of the Catalan culture that we know, like the modernist architecture. So at the first sight, he made a lot of good things. The little problem is that he made his money out of slave trade, which is something we should be ashamed of, and that doesn't get explained when we talk about this period of time. So I don't think this kind of business should be without critique shown in the public space through a square which is dedicated to this person. So we thought it would be a good time 130 years after Antonio Lopez died to remove him from the public space in Barcelona to show that we are ashamed of this period.
So one of the alternative names for Plaza Antonio Lopez is Idrissa Diallo. Who was Idrissa Diallo?
Well, the problem is that we don't really know who Idrissa Diallo was, because he was a very young man who died in the detention center of Barcelona when he was only 21 years old. He was expecting deportation to his country, which was Guinea. And his case was never investigated by the Spanish police. He was in custody of the Spanish police, but they didn't want to investigate the causes of his death. And we wanted to make a symbol out of Idrissa, because we know so little about him that we thought he would be a good symbol for all these anonymous victims of the migration control system that die every year trying to reach our country. And as a kind of homage to himself and to his family, but also to all these people, we thought it would be ideal to remove Antonio Lopez and dedicate the square to Idrissa Diallo.
And this campaign has sparked a lot of controversy. So can you tell me about some of the criticisms and also how you react to them?
Well, there has been a lot of criticism around the case of Antonio Lopez, because a lot of people defend that he did a lot of good things besides trading with human beings. Well, we think it's not a minor thing to be a slave trader, and most of the wealth that he had came from this business. So we don't see any good part in that. And there has also been criticism from Comillas, which is the hometown of Antonio Lopez, where he was born in Cantabria. And we received a letter from the mayor of this little town asking the mayor of Barcelona not to remove the square, because that's what she said, slave trade was legal at that time. So basically Antonio Lopez didn't do anything illegal by trading with slaves. Well, first of all, that's not true. Slave trade was already illegal since 1820 in Spain. So none of his activities were legal. And second, even if it was legal, it's something that we cannot accept nowadays. So we cannot have statue of someone who did that and who got famous because of that, as if it was something normal. So yes, there's a lot of people that would like to keep his memory and his statue, but I think we should be ashamed of that. So I think it's a good idea to remove his statue.
All right, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Spring is just around the corner, bringing with it flowers, sunshine, and cruise ships. But for one Catalan coastal town, the season's already kicked off. The Sage Sapphire cruise liner has arrived in Palamós, on the Costa Brava north of Barcelona, and with it, it brought the first 600 cruise ship passengers of the season. Most of those on board came from the cold of the United Kingdom, and on average, cruise ship passengers spend between 120 and 200 euros on shore while their ship is docked. This year, the port of Palamós expects to receive a total of 49 cruise ships. That's 20% more than last year, in what is forecast to be its best year on record. Despite an increase in ships and passengers, the government has highlighted that quality is key. Half of the cruise liners anticipated to dock at Palamós will be luxury liners carrying passengers with significant spending power. Catalonia is a haven for hikers. With beautiful landscapes throughout the country ideal for excursions, even locals struggle to tick off all the places on their list. But occasionally, over time, trails disappear. In the northern region of Arturgell, on the border with Andorra, all that is about to change. A new initiative is underway to recover historical paths, thus opening up new hiking trails for nature enthusiasts. Once recovered, the paths will be included in the hiking route network and promoted for walking and sightseeing. To carry this out, the local council has employed 10 people who were previously out of work as part of a program run by Catalonia's Employment Service. The cleanup project is expected to last until the start of next year. Moving on to culture now, specifically to movement, dance, and the unconscious. Presented today, a new Barcelona performance tackles all of this and more to the tune of beautiful music. Inaudible is choreographed by Swiss-Belgian choreographer Thomas Auert, but his work might not be quite what you imagine. In this performance, dancers interpret the music of George Gershwin and Mauro Lanza on stage, as their unconscious dictates, engaging a connection between the conscious mind and the body, which has the role of inventing. Within fixed parameters, the dancers will never execute the same moves. Those interested can see the performance at the Mercat de les Flors Theatre in Barcelona, running from this Thursday to Saturday. And with this, we've come to the end of our show. But before we go, we want to show you an important part of Catalan culture, the Sardana. It's a typical circle dance often performed in city streets and squares, and passers-by can join in too. This year, the southern Catalan town of Montblanc will be the country's Sardana capital. Take a look at this video showing the town, the dance, and its history. Enjoy, and see you tomorrow.